Hey, so I did a daily in which the concept was based around building my own school, and from that point we discussed different things in which might be necessary to create it better, or where I drew the line, as it were. So I wrote down a list of questions. First of all, where would the location of my school be? Well, obviously, my school is based around the concept of learning outside and inside, so it would need a place in which they could enjoy the winters and it wouldn't be too cold. So it would probably be somewhere in Arkansas where it doesn't get so hot during the summer, but yet still be able to go. Um, what the school represents. The purpose of the school is for free flow thinking, understanding that education is not just in books. It's hands on, it's learning all the time, not just in the moment. Um, so it represents that concept. It represents being able to do what is necessary to become the best. Um, what do we stand for? What we stand for is the concept to become the best. Sorry. What we stand for is the is that anyone can be educated, that anyone can learn. It's not just the top of the top, but also the lowers. We would have a system in the school to fund kids who cannot afford it, probably through unions, which I'll get to later. Um, the support system in which we have. It's going to be supported mostly through private funding and a few grants from the government, based around a system, preferably not based around testing. Testing is considered the worst type that we have. Actually, the person who created standardized testing said that this is inhumanizing and it should be abolished immediately. Um, so we'll have that system set up, private funding from companies and everything, because the purpose behind the school is to create the best of the best workforce, not just through education and learning ability, but also in leadership and their ability to stand out from the rest. The classroom setup will be in small groups formed to learn in different ways, hands-on, audio, and through books, depending on who they are. Understands this is not just for educating people, but also to learn skills. Blue-collar jobs such as welding and woodworking and carpentry and locksmithing. On top of that, there will also be some for electronics, such as computer programming and such. So that way we can become the best through that system. Um, the classrooms themselves will be set up for the freedom of ideas. The concept that education and learning comes from questioning, honest desire in their hearts. And that's what we want, is to create that idea that they want to learn as much as possible. So to create that, our school would have to set up a way for um, the students to be able to question the things the teachers do, and the teachers actually having responses for that. I know that is extremely difficult, but it's something that's necessary for kids to actually understand why. And isn't that the biggest reason and question we have in most of our lives is why? Why are we doing this? Why are we here? What's the point? Um, our teaching style will be based around hands-on and in-book learning. So again, we'll have the welding, the carpentry, the computer programming, and on top of that, science, engineering, communications, business. A lot of the things that usually they don't focus on until college. But I personally believe the younger they are, the more they're able to absorb. A lot of the things they teach now it could be taught a lot quicker and simpler. And there would be a lot more responsibility on the students themselves to learn, but at the same time, they'll get way further ahead in life. Again, the school will be considered private, so the school is based around those that actually want to become the best. If they have a desire, even if they can't afford it, we will have a system set up in which they will be able to do it. The big question I've gotten about this school is, how would we recruit teachers? This is a very difficult question because not all teachers are the same, and we need all kinds of teachers for this kind of school. Some of them, majority of them, what they would have to do is apply for the school and have a backing from the principal and other sources, preferably those who are able to relate and connect to students. After that, we will have a process in which we will walk into their class and we will watch them in their teaching process. By doing that, we can see how they are in their natural environment with their kids and talk to some of the students, if we can, about what their teacher's doing and how it could be improved and what they love. And yeah, those teachers are important to us. That is necessary for us to become the best we can. Next question is, how do we deal with the union? Again, since this school is based around education, plumbing, welding, a lot of those are unionized. So, a lot of the funding that we'll receive is through unions. If we are able to get funding from them and everything, we will let them get in and have the first pick of our students to recruit, and the option of getting them to become part of their unions, part of their groups, and become skilled in their workforce. This hopefully will be good enough reason, and sadly this is selling out a lot of my own morals, but it's necessary so that better good can happen for students who don't have that, kids who need the funding, need help. The next is the symbol. This is the same symbol I drew for education and everything, but I believe it's a good symbol for the process of education itself, and for my school. It won't be one of those things that is has a theme or anything like that, but is a symbol to remind us of why we are doing this, which will be taught. It's not to be proud of your school that you're from or anything like that, but proud of yourself and the individual you are. That is what is necessary, not this concept of school pride, but pride in yourself and what you can become. That's it on the questions I have. If there's anything else, I'd love to answer it. But know for a fact, this school is based around knowing that you can become the best you can. It is a boarding school, so the kids would be there through the weekdays and go back home, or can stay depending on how close their family is. On top of that as well, it would be a place where graduation and everything is actually quite important. The school will have a name in which will be known around universities and colleges. Just going to that school would be equal of, I don't know, Harvard degree possibly, so that they can immediately join any school that they desire as long as they worked. And that's the big thing. Hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah,